Hi, this is Nick Nollman with Columbus High Baseball. I thought I'd share with you a little bit about what I've learned in my first year of streaming baseball. I've been a game changer guy forever, so I had a little bit of a decision to make when I decided to stream baseball, whether to choose Game Changer or Sideline HD. And I ended up making the decision to go with Sideline HD for various reasons, but it has worked out well, and hopefully, what I'm about to share with you will help you on your journey to stream your first year. So, the first thing I learned was that internet is the be all end all of streaming, and your internet connection has to be solid in order for you to do anything. Without that, you're sort of dead in the water. It's one of the few things that can really stop you. So I recommend going with one of these bad boys. This is an Inseego MiFi. Didn't even know what MiFi was. I don't know, 6 months ago before I started researching this. But special thanks to Jason Hoffman and a few others that helped me figure out what I needed. Through the first couple of tests, I thought, oh, no big deal. I'll just stream through my phone or through my phone's internet and it'll be fine. That didn't work. and I got on the school's Wi-Fi after that. That still had some issues. Obviously, the school and Wi-Fi, there's going to be plenty of usage going on there. And so I actually, for home games, I actually went with my own Wi-Fi system that I hooked into their large internet connection. But for road games, I use this, the Inseego MiFi, just through my provider, T-Mobile, and it works great. Gives me the local Wi-Fi for all the devices to talk, as well as the internet connection. So it's like having your home internet router on the road with you. Great device, can't recommend it enough. I also recommend doing Speedify. I ended up getting a 3-year subscription to it for fairly cheap, totally worth the money. So it will bond the signal from both my iPad and my iPhone along with the MiFi signal to create one more stable connection. But first, let me back up and take you through the decision making process that I went through, again, with the help of Jason Hoffman, a couple other Gil Branson that have tremendous setups, a lot more complicated than mine, but it definitely helped me make decisions, which is why I'm making this video. So I knew I had this bad boy. This was actually, my son received this for Christmas a couple years back. So I already knew that I was going to have Pocket Radar in there. And then when I started putting all the pieces together, I thought, okay, well, this is actually going to take a dedicated device in order for me to integrate it into my stream. Part of my decision to go with Sideline HD is that it integrates directly into the stream as opposed to hearing the call out and having to input that information in order to get it to pop up on the screen. So I got this device basically for free, and it does have a cellular connection on it. And that is my dedicated radar device. As far as cameras, I knew I wanted some ability to edit and zoom and do all those things. So it was a pretty quick decision for me to go with the Mevo camera setup, MEVO. And so that's what I did. I went with 2 Mevo cameras, kind of regret that decision. Wish I would have gone with 3 right off the bat, because now I think of all the things I could have done or could do with another camera. I actually have an older one that I don't use because the Wi-Fi signal is terrible on it. So every time I look to go switch over to it, it's frozen from 10 minutes ago. But that was the initial part of the decision was Mevo cameras. I knew I wanted to integrate the Pocket Radar. And so I already knew that I was going to use my personal phone and I needed a dedicated phone for the Pocket Radar. And I thought, okay, well, now I need something to score on or something to stream on, right? So I needed a third device. So 3 devices. The MiFi were and then the two cameras were right off the bat, and it was a little bit overwhelming at first to go, oh man, with all the stuff I want to do, I need all these devices. But you're definitely going to have to plan that out. Next up are the batteries. I knew from research I was going to need at least some batteries. And I already had one that I used to take with me for travel ball games for Game Changers, just in case I needed more charge on my phone. Game Changer was one phone. It was my personal phone. And I used it throughout the day. And if I needed to recharge, I had one already on hand. Well, the decision to go with Pocket Radar, if you don't know this about Pocket Radar, just the regular set of batteries that goes in it, if they're in a constantly connected mode to a phone, which you're going to have to do to get that out to the internet, boy, it drains those batteries fast. So you kind of want a dedicated device or dedicated battery to run your Pocket Radar. So I use mine to also charge my phone simultaneously and power the Pocket Radar. And honestly, I could probably do, I don't know, 5 or 6 games that way on one battery, full battery charge. So the Pocket Radar doesn't pull a bunch from these batteries. And then I got an extra one, and these are my two workhorses. They're the fast charge for iPhones or Androids. These are definitely my two workhorses, and this one will either sit by me and work on my iPad and my phone. If you're streaming through your iPad, it will not last a ton, maybe 4 hours or a little over 4 hours. And basically, when you plug the battery in, you're doing good if you keep it at the same percentage that it's at on the iPad. On the phone, you'll actually get positive charge while you're plugged in, but the iPad, I guess because it's a bigger battery, will basically just stay where it's at. So I kind of let that drain down, I don't know, in the 70s, 60s or something like that, and then I'll make sure that it's plugged in for the duration of the stream. I also have sort of my super solution, and this one will actually it has an AC outlet, so you could charge virtually anything, and this will last forever. This one was definitely more expensive. I don't use it a ton, but I definitely use it. So, if my cameras are running low, I'll run out to my cameras with a cord and run a charge off of this and get them, charged up pretty quickly. Next up, I'd go with accessories, mounting devices. I love the magnetic mounts, as well as probably my favorite is actually these little Ulanzi clamps. Can mount on chain link fence type of posts. I use them all the time around in the stands. Get great angles with them. So I actually use this probably a little bit more than this, even though I've got a custom mount thanks to having an engineer, fellow baseball dad who built a custom mount for our home games. And we actually use a magnetic mount for that one. And then the two last pieces of the puzzle are a shotgun microphone. I just got a cheapo, I think it was, $25 or something. But basically it's directionalized, so I can get this near the action or pointed at the action and catch mostly just the baseball action and hopefully not a whole lot of parents. Funny story, yesterday I went to mount a camera and a lady asked me, as long as it doesn't have a microphone on it. But yeah, shotgun mic will definitely help. And then a little bonus, and I wish I would have thought of this sooner, is that I actually have, I use this old iPhone that doesn't have a SIM. It's not cellular connected or anything, just runs on Wi-Fi. But I use this as a monitor. So your old phones that are laying around, make sure you're thinking about those bad boys. They may come in handy. This one definitely does, so I can pull up the stream real quick, make sure everything's working, so I don't have to turn around and ask somebody. Definitely a great use of something that's probably just laying around in your house. And so, for a quick summary, really solid internet. And then you start working on your devices. So, device for pocket radar, a device for scoring, and a device for controlling your cameras or to be the camera. And definitely your batteries. I kind of feel like as long as my batteries are charged, I can survive anything else not being charged, honestly. Um, Even if I had the pocket radar, camera, and phone all sitting behind the backstop, I can run, I can get those charging off of one backup battery. So, hugely important to have enough power to go with you, even on home games where you might have access to a plug or something like that. I sort of always figure I've got to take all the power that I need wherever I go. And then it's just a matter of where you're going to mount your cameras. Certainly at your home games, you should have access to locations and testing and seeing what you're capable of with your Wi-Fi signals and everything else. For road games, it's typically, once you get to know a place, it's a little bit easier, but you're going to show up and you're going to need to say, okay, here's where I can get to the outfield a little bit better, or here's where I can focus in on first base, or maybe the pitcher's mound in first base, or something like that. But you'll definitely need accessories to help you: tripods, unipods, um, clamps, magnetic mounts, in order to get those cameras in the locations you want. And that's about it. Gosh, if Jason Hoffman starts his videos by saying he wants to give you the confidence to just press go live, and I can't stress how much that meant, really, to me, to just hey, let's just get it going. Let's see what blows up. And I probably tested 10 times before our first game. Um, but let's see where the problems were, identify them, and get off the ground. And it's been extremely rewarding ever since. Sideline HD pushes these highlights via text to the players, and the players just absolutely love it. So it's really rewarding to do this. So I encourage you to do it.